Hi. Well, this time I want to discuss background checks. You know how we always hear how you want to run a background check of a potential employee and how much you're worried that anything that they're doing you want to know upfront before you consider hiring them, if they're good, bad, or whatever. Well, it's been very heavily promoted, but it doesn't always work. And the reason it doesn't always work is that background checks provide information on what has actually been recorded and reported. So if they've been sued, if they've been arrested, if they've been convicted, etc., it's up there. Their credit might be available as well. What it doesn't show is activity that happens that doesn't get reported. And I can tell you that in so many ways, the worst damage is done, especially in the financial side of a business, and never reported. The reason for this is actually, there are many reasons for this. The main reason is when someone is found to have stolen from a company or defrauded a company and they've gotten away with it for a long period of time, the presidents or owners of these companies, number one, have to face that they will probably, even if sued, never get any money back, because winning a lawsuit doesn't automatically get your money back. It gives you the opportunity to go after that person. But if they don't have any assets you can get, there's nothing really you can do. And believe it or not, they all know that. If they own real estate, if they own shares, if they own something that you can attach, you have a possibility. So far, in all the decades I've done this, it's extremely rare. People who steal money spend money. The second and really most major problem is that by filing a lawsuit against this person, or even for that matter, a police report, but especially a lawsuit, police reports are even harder to get. But to file a lawsuit means that it is going to be available publicly. That means that yes, you have sued them, but it's also going to be indicating that you, in fact, or you perceive it, that you may be perceived as having been a weak manager and a weak president and a weak owner. Well, if that gets out, true or not has no bearing here. That will get out to potential lenders, investors, etc., and it is what I call collateral damage. That's additional damage done to a company even after they've lost a whole bunch of money in a lawsuit that they're not going to get back. The overwhelming answer I get when I ask a president of a company, do you want to file a lawsuit? The answer is no. What I want to happen is that no one ever finds out that this happened. Well, if no one ever finds out that this happened, it will never get reported anywhere, and a background check will never pick it up. I have seen CFOs, especially in this position, who have gotten away with significant amounts of money, including upwards of $1 million or more. That's enough to cause major damage to a company. But imagine how the president of the company feels by saying, I'd rather lose the $1 million that I've lost than risk losing the entire business by creating worry and fear that there may be something weak going on inside this business. So the question is, if you're looking for honesty and fraud, the chances are very remote that you'll find any of it, because almost nobody wants to file a lawsuit, not only for the cost, but the potential collateral damage of the rest of their company. So if you're filing for someone for a financial position or an executive position, beware, you're only going to get a partial report, even though they're claiming you're going to get everything. You'll get everything that can be found, but what hasn't been reported, you're not going to find out.